Hi guys, it's Lindsay. Welcome back to The Wandering Reader. Today I'm going to be doing a review of Exit West by Mohsin Hamid. I don't know whether this is a bit glary, it's quite a light book, so apologies if you can't see the cover very well. This is the second book that I have read for the Man Booker Shortlist, and it is the third book that I've read from Mohsin Hamid. So I've read The Reluctant Fundamentalist and I think it's called How to Get Filthy Rich in Rising Asia. I do have his other book on my shelf, Moth Smoke, but I haven't read that one yet. And I do really enjoy his writing, so I was really interested to pick this one up and see what I thought of this. This basically tells the story of a couple who live in this particular place, and it's never mentioned specifically where this place is. It just seems to be some sort of it feels like some sort of a Middle Eastern country, but then again, now that I'm thinking about it, I think that's probably because I'm drawing on stereotypes, or I'm drawing on what I know about what's happening in some of the Middle Eastern countries today, but we're never actually told which country it is that they're coming from. At the beginning of the book, the country that they're from, it seems to be being slowly taken over by some sort of a war. So the main characters are hearing bombs going off outside their houses at night, and you know, there are these radio announcements, and life is slowly becoming not normal at all. And so they hear about these doors, and these doors lead to other countries, and you have to, you know, pay to go through them basically, so to escape what's going on in their own home country. And this couple decide, I can't remember, to go through them. So it's Saeed and I can't remember what her name is, Nadia. Saeed and Nadia, and they decide to go through one of these doors, and that's the sort of magical realism-esque part of the book. And he's never really done things like that before in his novels. They've been more sort of realist, so I didn't know how I was going to feel about that. And I've listened to him talk about why he made that decision. He talks about the fact that he wanted to get across what was happening when it comes to crossing borders and things like that, but not necessarily the sort of harsh brutality of it. And I get that, but at the same time you do get a glimpse into what it's like crossing borders from the doors that they do go through. Yeah, so I'm not really sure how I feel about that. I think this is a novel that talks about a variety of different things. One of the things that it talks about is immigration, forced immigration because of war, and I like the conversation in there about that. It has a lot of interesting things to say about it. It also talks about relationships during a sort of a tumultuous time, you know, this idea of starting a relationship in such a terrible circumstance and sort of the consequences of that. It talks about caring for people in other countries that are immigrants that have come to us from a different country, and what people's reactions are to that. And that's so relevant at the moment. You know, we're seeing that all over the news and all the time, just how people are reacting, and whether they're choosing to help or whether they're choosing to almost turn a blind eye to it. So it talks very much about that in here as well. It talks about clash of cultures, which I really enjoyed. There are an awful lot of interesting things that he discusses in here, and it is a really short book, so he does pack it in. I was impressed. Again, I love his writing style. He's not overly flowery or anything like that, but at the same time he manages to describe things in such a way that you respect his writing, and you know, he gets across the emotion behind the particular scene. So I wouldn't say that this is my favourite of his books. I would say The Reluctant Fundamentalist is definitely my favourite, but I did really enjoy it. I gave it 4 stars again. Again, I didn't quite want to give it 5 stars just because, no, you know, again, it didn't really blow me away. Yeah, but I did really enjoy it. I can understand why it's on the shortlist. I personally think it's on the shortlist because of the subject matter, because it's so relevant to what's happening in the world at the moment, because it has got so many interesting things to say when it comes to those sorts of themes. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this one. I did enjoy it, but not as much as I thought I was going to. So there you go guys, that was my review of Exit West by Mohsin Hamid. I'd love to have a chat with you in the comments below. Have you read this? What did you think of it? Or have I inspired you to pick up the book now? Thanks very much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.